What's up, gentlemen? This is Rising Phoenix Podcast, the podcast about how to rise up after your divorce. I'm your host, Michael Rhodes. Let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to the show. This is episode 56. I'm doing this one live in the Divorced Men's Network Facebook group. This topic is going to be on negative self-talk. This is something that I addressed last week in the text that I send out. And I thought it would be a good topic to expand into a full episode. I don't expect this will take too terribly long, but we'll see. I'll try to be mindful of any comments in the room and address them as they come. So negative self-talk, what is it? I'd like to define things. And obviously it's pretty simple, this one, talking negative to yourself about yourself. So what do we do in this situation? Well, first things first, like with any and everything, is noticing it, is acknowledging it, seeing it, recognizing it, paying attention to it, just making sure that when you do have this negative self-talk, that you go, oh, that was what that was negative. You don't have to do anything else. That's your first step. Recognize it, acknowledge it. That was negative. Next thing you can do is, and there's a couple different ways to attack this. The other thing I like to do is write it down. What is the thing that keeps popping up in my head? What is that loop that keeps coming? What is that phrase or description of myself? I'm a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit, or whatever. I'm a loser. Nobody loves me. Whatever. I'm unlovable. What is that negative, broken fucking record saying exactly? Write that shit down. Take it to your therapist if you have one. If you don't, you should. And try and figure out with the therapist and also with some self-reflection is, what's the source? Where's that really coming from? And that negative voice typically isn't you. It's coming from somebody else. It's obviously internal to you, but it was developed somewhere else. It's the theme that you were given at some point, and a broken record created by someone else. And so try and find out what the source is. I think that's important because it allows you to examine it. And you could say, okay, is this me? Is this real? Is this history? Like, what is the source of this negativity that keeps popping up and popping up? And that allows you, again, to examine. And this is where you should be curious. Why am I saying this? Is this true? Is this real? Is this something my mom said? Is this something my ex said? It allows you to truly dive into it and examine these things in a way that allows you to sort of make sense of it and to define it in a way that will allow you to dismiss it, right? So keep that handy. Keep that broken record handy. Keep that phrase or phrases handy so you know what they are, because you're going to come back to that. The other thing you can do, the other path, is also, when you recognize it, also tell it to shut the fuck up. So this is sort of a two-pronged approach. First thing you want to do is sort of investigate and be curious about what it is, why it is, those types of things, because that helps you with another part of it, but with further development of how to deal with it. But the other part of it is just tell it to shut the fuck up. If it's negative, tell it to shut the fuck up, and literally say, shut the fuck up. I, through a coach, developed a name for that person. And I tell John, when he's being a dick to me, to shut the fuck up. And so that allows me to kill it before it develops into anything further. Because like most things in life, you can spiral, and it can become this, oh yeah, I am a piece of shit, and I'm also this, and I'm this, and I'm this, and I'm this. Well, fuck all that. If you stomp it out, nip it in the bud, so to speak, initially, it can stop some of those spirals. And so it's first, recognize it. Second is write it down. But then also this third thing, or 2B, if you want to call it that way, is to tell it to shut the fuck up. The last thing that you can do, besides telling it to shut the fuck up, is you can take a look at what the words are, that phrase. Let's say mine sometimes is, man, you're fucking lazy. Okay, so now that you have that phrase, you know what it is that comes up, you can start to develop evidence to the contrary. So if your inner voice, if your John says, dude, you're so fucking lazy, then you can go, well, today I did the dishes, I fucking did the laundry, I took out the garbage, I did all these things, right? So again, shut the fuck up. So it allows you to, again, to realize that these words, these negativities that are said to you, or by a piece of you, or by proxy, sort of, right? They're not real. They're not real. And here's why they're not real. You're lazy. Yeah, well, I did this today, and this today, and this today, and this today. So fuck you. Shut up. And these things aren't easy. And you don't have to hit the ground running and do all of these things immediately. If you have extensive negative self-talk, you're not going to fix it today. You're not going to fix it tomorrow. It might take, I don't know how long. I don't want to put a date upon it because I don't know. Everyone is different. Every childhood is different, which is more than likely where your negative self-talk comes from. I think there's this meme that's careful how you talk to your children because that becomes their inner voice. I believe that's 100% true. But it might not be for you. It could be your negative self-talk comes from your ex or a coach or some significant, more than likely adult in your life. I don't think, I mean, sometimes the things our exes say can sort of hitch a ride with the childhood template. But I think more so it is that it's something someone said in your childhood that many, many, many times that has stuck with you. So you're not going to fix it tomorrow because this shit is deeply ingrained. This is stuff that is a part of a piece of who you are. But it's a wrong piece. Never forget that. When you examine it, when you really look at it, that's why I say write this shit down. You can see that it's not reality. My negative self-talk sometimes is that I'm lazy. I'm not fucking lazy. I served my country. I got 2 degrees. I went from a technician to a sales manager. Like all of these things that I've done, I'm not lazy. Do I sit on the couch and say, fuck it? Sure. In that moment, am I lazy? No, I'm actually practicing self-care. And again, if you can key into these phrases, then it allows you to really examine and beat them down with the truth and reality. It's not easy to do, but I promise you, like I say all the time, if you do the work, it is very, very fruitful. It does bear fruit. It does eventually allow you to change. So that's it for this one. I do have some visitors. This is the first one I've done solo and recorded in the group. David, I said hello, I think before I actually kicked off the episode. How are you, sir? Donnie, how are you, sir? Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I try to be helpful as best I can be. Thanks guys for joining me. I'm sure I'll do this again and with further, some kind of notice. I didn't give any notice to this. I knew that I wanted to record an episode today. I actually just recorded one, a follow-up of sorts, a returning guest for the first time. Someone returned, and I just recorded that. And so I knew that I wanted to record an episode on self-talk, and I thought, you know what? I'll jump into the group and I'll record it in the group and see if anyone on a Saturday afternoon has nothing better to do than to listen to me record it. So, but that's all I got for this one. As always, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Thank you to Nick Coyle and Lifer for allowing me to use their song, Born Again, which you're hearing now and at the intro to the podcast. Thank you to Justin Dulahanty and all of my brothers at the Alpha Code. Please visit the website, risingphoenixpodcast.com, to connect with me and other like-minded men who are looking to thrive and grow after their divorce. And remember to surround yourself with people who add value to your life, who challenge you to be greater than you were yesterday, who sprinkle magic into your existence like you do to theirs. Life is not meant to be done alone. Find your tribe. Take care.